Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. I am live. This may be a longer live stream than normal because I've got a lot to discuss and share and go over. Somebody is going to win one of these bad boys here. Freedom Edition Trezor hardware wallet. This is the Safe 5 Freedom Edition. They sent me one for free, which is cool. I'm going to open it up a little bit later, and then I'm going to share with you guys how you're going to be able to win one. It's going to involve comments in the video on this video, so make sure you leave some good comments because I'm probably going to. I think they're letting me give away a few of them actually, and there's only I think a couple thousand of them that are even being made, and they're pretty cool. I'm probably going to use that. I'm going to use this for some stuff. So anyway, I'll go over that in a little bit. First shout out while live stream is filling up. And let me see, where is my, there it is. There's my chat. It wasn't big enough. I had to pull it open. A big shout out to iTrust Capital, one of my sponsors. Thank you guys, iTrust Capital, for helping me. These guys help me out every month, and it's a big deal for me. As well as others, Legacy Network, so take advantage of some tax advantages related to crypto by starting up a Roth IRA with iTrust Capital. It's all pretty simple to use. You set up your account and, talk to your accountant if you've got one. Hopefully you do. If you're in crypto, you're going to need one. But talk to your accountant and kind of sort out the benefits of setting up a Roth IRA and then using iTrust Capital for that. So that you get the tax benefits. If you are, I think it's 59 years or older, you just have to maintain the account for 5 years or more to get the tax benefits. Or, of course, if you're younger than that and you're starting now, by the time you retire, whatever gains you have are going to be there waiting for you. And I don't want to say it's tax-free, but there are a lot of tax benefits, and I think some of that depends on where you're located. So you're going to want to maybe click this link here. Of course, there's links to in the description below for everything that I go over. I've got a couple of paid segments that I'm going to do throughout. I'm going to share with you guys how to get one of these bad boys, these Trezors, for free, and all kinds of stuff. We're going to go over Cardano's price, Cardano short-term price prediction, Bitcoin price prediction. We're going to go over my Bitunix trade that I'm in currently that's down, obviously, because the entire market has dipped. I think this is just a Monday fake out, personally. I could be wrong, but we shall see. I also spoke at, I don't know if you can say spoke, I debated sort of a federal investigator this weekend who was actually really cool. And I'm going to share some of that with you guys in a video. I didn't realize there's a big Cardano community in Florida, and I think I'm going to start doing a monthly meetup with everybody, and advertising it on like Facebook and stuff, and try to build the Cardano community around my area. And because there's some really cool people here, and I really didn't get much of a chance. I was starting to feel sick. I spoke at this event, and it was kind of a debate, and it wasn't really a debate. It was basically for D-Reps by Intersect North, and they invited me out, and I'm like, sure, I live in the area. I had no idea you guys were even here. So I'm going to share some of the video of some of the things I said. I was a little bit of a comedian, I'm not going to lie, because it was just... It felt like it needed a little more life because it was all very serious techno talk. And I'm like, this all kind of, I had to break free. I felt like a class clown in school, but, and it's funny because the way they shot the audio and with the way they shot it, anytime someone's clapping or if the audience was laughing, you don't hear any of that. So it just sounds like every joke, everything I said just fell on deaf ears. It was much more lively there than it is in the video, but I actually find that kind of funny. So anyway, we're going to definitely cover a lot of cool stuff today. And man, I've got some news coming with Crow tokens. I was checking them out, and I have something coming that I am genuinely very excited about, because I'm working on launching, let's just say it has to do with AI, and I think it's going to help multiple industries in utilizing AI. It's going to involve the Crow token. And it's something that I am going to be able to build regardless of the crypto market. It's something that, and it's like, I don't want to say too much because if anything happens and it like, if it falls through or like, I don't know, takes longer than expected, I don't know, but I'm hoping to, let's just say within the next month, I'm expecting to have this thing launched. I'm expecting it much sooner. But you know, I don't know. You guys will have to let me know in the chat if I should kind of break wind on that. Just if I explain it in detail, I don't want anybody holding it against me. Like, don't go run out buy crow tokens expecting like, you know, the seas depart in a week. You know how I am. I don't want to mislead anybody. This is definitely coming. As of right now, it's definitely coming. I don't foresee anything changing. I think it's going to be a very, very big deal. And I'm very, very happy with it. So I don't know. I'm debating on whether I should just full disclose and let you guys know, or just like announce it once it's launched. Let me know in the chat. Should I just wait, or maybe I'll go over it in a little bit more detail later in this video. So let's go ahead and start diving into some of the stuff going on. $850 million wiped out. Ripple's XRP, Solana, and Dogecoin post double-digit losses as Bitcoin sinks below 100,000. I mean, to be fair, everything's gone down. Like, you know, everything has gone down in the market. I think we're just in kind of a little bit of a reset. There's just so much, you know, a lot of us really expected like the market to take off once Trump got elected, and we knew, you know, we solidified his interest in making crypto like the number one, you know, making the US the number one hub for crypto and all of that. And that hasn't happened yet. And I think some of it is because the Bitcoin maxis are like shitting their diapers right now, because everybody was basically thinking Trump is going to start this Bitcoin US reserve and it was all going to be about Bitcoin. And they're all like, yeah, Bitcoin, we're going to get richer and richer and richer and richer, and screw all you shitcoiners. And like, you know, and then once it came out that, oh, no, wait a minute, this isn't just about Bitcoin. No, maxis. This is about crypto, about blockchain as a technology. This is about much more than just this one coin. And now all of them are like crying all over Twitter. It's like I see it everywhere. And I'm just like, when is enough for a greedy individual? And it's like, I get that Bitcoin is fantastic, right? Obviously, I have some. I love Bitcoin. I love what it's done. I love how it's changing everything. I get all that. But when is, you know, a lot of these Bitcoiners, these maxis from back in the day, they're so stupid rich already off of this. And it's like, when is enough? I have a real hard time being like a greedy kind of dude. Sometimes I feel like I should be. I feel like I'm far too generous in some instances. My wife always tells me that. I love to try and take care of people. I love to share the wealth. It's like, if I do well, we all do well. It's like, I don't know. That just feels better to me. And I don't know, man. Like, how many bully punches did you take as a kid to be like, I want it all? Like, you know, I don't know. It is what it is. But you know, and I think the sentiment is that it's created some doubt, right? A lot of these Bitcoin whiners, I just want to call them Bitcoin whiners anymore. It's like, they're not even maxis. They're just always whining on the internet. And it's just like, man, can you guys drink some alpha juice for a minute and just calm down, you know, change your diapers, feel fresh and clean, and then come back with a brighter eye and just say, you know what, we can all coexist. It doesn't have to all be Bitcoin every day, all day. Doesn't that get boring? To some extent, I do agree with some of them in the sense that there are so many shitcoins on the market. To go through a review panel for every altcoin that hits the market, and there's like 1,200 a day or a million a day or something. I don't know. It's gotten ridiculous, right? And a lot of it is meme coin trash, you know. So I feel like there should be categories that dictate like you know, listings and things like that. If you're a meme coin, if you're some sort of meme coin, you need to hit some like insane metrics or something before you're even likely to be reviewed by any panel for inclusion into a listing. Let's be real. Although SNEC did apparently just get listed on Kraken, which is a really cool big deal, a nice tier 1 exchange listing a prominent meme coin on Cardano. And I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty cool. And, I have some SNEC. And so, it's cool. It's cool to see that grow. But anyway, $850 million wiped out. And that's just market makers, man, playing the market. They're playing the sentiment. The easier, depending on the sentiment of the market, whether it's uncertainty or it's very bullish or it's bearish, it empowers market makers to make dramatic moves in a market because there is less support or resistance in the market to dictate price and dictate where they can use their capital to move the market to. Which is why a lot of this stuff, I believe, is dictated by the media, crypto media. A lot of it is paid narrative. A lot of it is gobbledygook and garbage. Personally, like if I look down, I've showed you guys before, if I'm scrolling through like Crypto Panic, it's a big news aggregator in crypto. I would honestly say at least 30 to 40% of it is paid trash. Because it's just these aggregators, they suck up all of the content from these different websites. And you can buy placement on pretty much any crypto website. If you've got the money, you can buy a narrative. I could launch a complete shitcoin tomorrow that is nothing but the worst rug pull in existence, and I can get crypto media to support whatever narrative I'm trying to paint for it. All I got to do is pay them bucks. That's all anybody gives a shit about. And it's like, that's a part of what I talked about at the Intersect thing, is just like, and there's one other narrative that I really want to take into consideration, and I want people to really start thinking about it now, because the way we're going, I do believe that this is going to be a big deal. I'm going to throw up one of my sponsors real quick. I'll throw up my Bitunix. This is my Bitunix trade. It's currently down. I don't even remember where I started it. What was my entry price on that? Entry price was 105,762. It's a 3x long. The price would have to get all the way down to like 68,796. I don't see that happening. Anything's possible, especially when I show you the liquidation charts. It's interesting. We'll get to that a little bit too, but I just wanted to share my Bitunix screen. And there's a link below. Trade with me. Join my Bitunix. If you're a leverage trader, join my Bitunix, because there are bonuses and things if you use my link. They're a new sponsor of mine. They're a sponsor. I'm an affiliate. This is where I'm going to be doing all of my trading throughout the rest of the run. So anyway, the one thing that I want to kind of shed a light on is I looked at my voting power when I was at this Intersect thing. I'm not even sure what you call it, an Intersect event. It was a Cardano event, and there were some builders. I met one of the original Haskell IOHK developers. He wants to come on the channel. He was a cool dude. And what's one of the biggest thing that happens in our current democracy, right? How is, and of course, now that I'm live, my wife wants to start blowing me up. Okay. So anyway, lobbying is my point. Lobbying. I think of myself, and I think of the way the government is ran today, where basically, to me, lobbying is just legalized bribery, right? It's a system by which corporate interests, companies that want to change laws to benefit them fiscally, financially, they're able to basically pay politicians in roundabout ways to do their bidding. And I looked at my power. I'm at over like 82 million people. I'm like top 7 of all Cardano D reps. And I saw that, and for some reason it kind of scared me a little bit. And in the sense that I believe that maybe there should be some form of cap on Cardano DREP power. Because let's say there's something that comes out. Let's say that there's a proposal that comes out on Cardano, and maybe I'm a Looney Tune. Maybe I am just flat out batshit crazy. And it's a proposal that would absolutely help everyone in the Cardano ecosystem. Maybe it would help Cardano. Maybe it would help just everything, right? but I'm just having a bad day. And I'm like, you know what? Screw the world. I'm voting against it. And I've got all the power to basically, really push a no to the forefront of the system, right? Or let's say that there's a company with a lot of money, and let's just say maybe Cardano's at like $5, $6 a piece. They need $1 million ADA, okay? $5 or $6 million because they want to build something. And maybe the market overall is like, no, we don't want this. We don't want this company in our ecosystem. Look at their track record of everything they've done. And they're putting all this money into creating these narratives across the crypto sphere, trying to basically gaslight everybody. And they're like, oh, you know what? We used to do this and we used to do that, but we're better now. We're better people, right? And then all of a sudden I've got like a phone call and they're like, yo, we've got this vote coming up. We'll pay you $500,000 if you vote in favor of us. It'll all be on the down low. We'll send it through midnight, like whatever, right? People are working on trying to do shady ass deals to get D-reps to vote in favor of whatever it is. It's the same way our government works now, right? And I'm like, if we limit the power of individual D-reps while educating more people on how to become D-reps, I think it will help alleviate some, not all, but some of that potential. And I don't like that potential's there. It's a point. It's a point. So it's just something that I don't think anybody's ever discussed or thought of before. And I'm thinking, because what the reason I bring that up is because I'm thinking all the way back to when I started my YouTube channel. Once my YouTube channel hit like 50,000 subscribers, I started getting all these people like, hey, would you look at our project? Would you look at our project? What would it cost for us to look at your project? And I thought, okay, this is basically just paid advertising, right? Like they want a commercial, and it's like, okay, sure, I'll do that. But I've always been so brutally honest with my paid segments. And, and then it got to a point where I had companies wanting to pay me, because a company would pay me a Bitcoin to like read their white paper, go over their project and review them. And once people realized that if I read your white paper and I think your project is trash, I don't care whether or not you paid me a Bitcoin. I'm going to tell everybody that I think this is trash or it needs work. And I started to get more, where I would basically speak my mind, but constructive criticism. I tried to focus more towards constructive criticism than just flat out like trashing a project, right? And then I started getting companies say, hey, we'll pay you a Bitcoin to read our white paper and then tell us everything wrong with it, but we don't want you to do a video. And I'd say, no, I'm not going to spend all that time and not share with my audience everything I've just uncovered in this project. And then it's like, listen, you roll the dice. You pay me to expose your project to the people that watch my channel. You're paying for the time it takes. You're paying for the exposure on the channel. You're not paying for the narrative. I don't do that shit. I'm not reading your script. I'm not telling the world this is a great investment. You should buy now. I don't do that shit. I never have. I never will. If I'm genuinely into something I discover myself and I think it's very interesting or has a lot of potential, I'll share that. But I'm not like crypto media. Like, you can't pay me to say something for you, right? You can't dictate what comes out of my mouth. I can't even dictate what comes out of my mouth. I don't know if I'm autistic or not, but shit just comes out of my mouth and it is what it is, right? That's just how I roll. And I can't change it no matter what. It's been a problem since I was a kid. Everybody used to say, you should think before you speak. You know what? Maybe I'm not smart enough to do that. I just say what I feel. So anyway, and I think about that in relation to the Cardano ecosystem and D-reps, because there will be D-reps that focus on trying to obtain as much voting power as possible so they can sell themselves. That's going to happen. And that idea kind of makes me sick to my stomach a little bit. I'm right now in a position where I could effectively do that. And I wouldn't do that. But the fact that it's a possibility kind of scares me a little bit, especially when I see the back and forth between Charles and the Cardano Foundation. It bothers me. It bothers me that any one entity could have so much power to basically outvote or overpower a collective within the community. I don't like that. So I just wanted to make that point. So anyway, yeah, Bitunix. Bring, bring. I don't know if that was a new subscriber or not. But anyway, Bitunix, check them out if you don't mind. Support my sponsors. You know, we're going to be working on some stuff together and offering some cool things. It's funny. I met Frederick Regard this weekend. Not really. You'll see it when I show you the video. Because one of the D-reps that I debated against this weekend. Well, it was funny because he looked exactly like Frederick Regard. Very smart guy, very handsome individual, very nice beard as well. But I swear I've seen him wear, I've seen Frederick in the same exact suit that this guy was wearing, and he's got a beard and he's bald. I mean, he looked just like him. So anyway, I had to break some ice when I said what I said to him. I'll show you guys at the end of this video. But anyway, NASA is apparently now using Cardano. Well, they're using some blockchain stuff. They're using code. NASA runs code on Cardano, a new era for blockchain. My hope is that if it's good enough for NASA, it's going to be good enough for Elon and X. So we'll see how that transpires. You know, the interesting thing about that is that we know that Charles and Elon have a history. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I've seen them with in photos together and things when they were younger. I mean, Charles isn't even old. It's weird to look at Charles and listen to him talk and not think he's a 50-year-old tech genius or something, but he's in his 30s, people. It's like crazy that I'm so much older than Charles Hoskinson. But anyway, yeah, I'm very curious to see, but this isn't the first time Cardano and NASA have worked together. The two organizations previously collaborated on a blockchain proof of concept for supply chain management. This initiative will explore how blockchain could improve tracking and transparency in complex systems. Now with code running on Cardano, NASA has taken its partnership with the blockchain network to the next level. I don't even know what this video is titled now that I think about it. I think whatever the title was on the last live stream is the title of this, and it's probably completely unrelated. But there are a lot of you, there are a lot of you watching, so I guess that's good. NASA's interest in Cardano highlights the growing relevance of blockchain across various sectors. There's going to be so much more of this coming. I'm telling you, there's going to be so much more of that coming. In the last 24 hours, Cardano's trading volume has skyrocketed by 145%, signaling increased activity among traders. And then there's some trading speculation that basically says, we want to stay above $1, yada, yada. So let's look at some charts and see where we're at. Oh, yeah, I wanted to share this. This is Charles Hoskinson and Fareed. Where Charles Hoskinson is kind of, he's sharing something very interesting. I'm sure some of you have already seen this, but we're going to play it anyway. Oh, wait.
Hey, wow. Okay. That's Trump. Hold on, guys. Yeah. He called it. Wow. Yeah.
It's funny looking at Charles. He's acting like a little kid, kind of. He's like giddy, like a school child. Yeah, I had to crank the audio way up. Sorry about that. But basically, it's Charles showing Fareed how he's been direct communication with Trump and on his cell phone. And I don't know if he should have shown that or not. I guess it's not a big deal. But, I think that once this solidifies itself and the relationship is concrete and everything is signed in, all the bill, all this stuff is signed, and we can start seeing Charles in whatever role he's purporting to have, then I think it'll be very, very, very interesting for Cardano for sure. But he's throwing some weight on the idea that, like, no, listen, and to my understanding, Charles is the one that financed I think IOHK financed the policy office. I'm not 100% on that. I've seen him make comments to how he basically financed the policy office by which a lot of these people are going to be working out of. And, so of course he's going to be a part of that. So, yeah, I mean, if they're talking, this is on the 24th. So there's a reason they're talking, folks. That's all I can say. Trump isn't just calling random tech people like, hey, how you doing? What you up to? No, there's something in the works. There's something at play here. But I don't think anybody can really speak out openly about what that is. So it'll be very interesting. I think the month of February is going to be where it's at. I think that's where a lot of the sentiment really starts to turn around and things start coming to fruition that really start driving crypto to the next levels and new all-time highs across the board. I do. I think next month is going to be it. But as I always say, I'm always right sometimes. So this is Bitcoin's dominance right now. Currently, it hit about just under 60%. And it's starting to pull back just a tad. But I mean, from the beginning of December, this pulled back quite a bit. All right. And so here we are, we've gone up from December about 9.25%. So when this really starts to come down, this is when this starts to work its way all the way down to here, into the 30s, that's when we know, when we start breaking past this point, once we break under the 55% mark, that's when we know altcoin season's really beginning. And then this is the period. And I do think that this is probably going to happen in February. I do. And so it'll be very interesting to watch that play out. This is micro Bitcoin futures on a 4-hour. We're currently just sitting right at that EMA or that moving average. And, this is still potentially in play, whether we like it or not, filling this CME futures gap could still be in play. I think we had our attempts down here. But if something like this were to play out, it could take us even further. But I don't think there's going to be enough time, and I really think that February is going to be an extremely bullish month. Even if we just look at Bitcoin's history, I think you could just see February, post-election, that's where it's at. This green line here and this orange line, this is the pi cycle indicator. You can see there's a very wide berth here. We're nowhere near closing in on this. So this bull market is nowhere near over. We've got some time. Now I had set a potential peak for March. I've seen DZ talk about the peak happening in October of this year. Absolutely could be the case. So, we'll see. My question has always been, how does the spot ETF launches, how do the spot ETF launches affect the overall market conditions throughout the cycle? Does it speed it up? Does it slow things down and make it last a little bit longer than normal? Those are the questions. Does it play a role in the effective speed by which we peak out or reach a market height? I don't know. So those are the outliers that's the outlier that kind of throws things off a little bit for this cycle. So, it's interesting. I will say, though, that for the first time, I think that we have a narrative in crypto, being AI, that could outlast the market. By that, I mean, a lot of the AI chatbots and a lot of the technology that's going into the development into that sector, I think could continue changing the way we operate across the board beyond the crypto market cycle. And if anything, I think it's very possible that when the market does peak out and a lot of these tokens drop in price, it'll just make it that easier for adoption through the bear market. And so we're going to see the cream of a lot of these launch pads and things rise to the top through the bear market. Of course, we're going to see the rise with the narratives in the peak of the market cycle. People are going to make a lot of money with the tokens related to these platforms. But at the same time, I think that when the markets come back down, I don't see these operations start to crumble and fall apart and go to the wayside for a few years. I think they're going to continue growing and yeah, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, this left screen here is Cardano. We basically fell right out of this pennant here, man. I mean, this was a bearish pennant. We broke down to the downside. Now, the target for this pennant would have been around 82 cents, but we got a reversal at about 85 cents here. And so that's pretty interesting. Where we go from here, I'm not 100% sure. We're trying to get that reversal, but it doesn't look like we're getting it. This is on a 4-hour candle. We could continue down here and then finally bounce off of this target of 82 cents. So if we get down to 82 cents, hopefully that'll spawn the reversal. Hopefully this plays out. I mean, this could literally play out today, but what I'm going to guess is that, see, it's coming down right now as I speak. You can kind of see this candle forming up. I think that this could be a Monday to Wednesday type event, where we come down, we bounce off of the 82 cents, we come back up, we set up some support here, and then boom, we start setting new patterns, new trends, and the new trend starts to take off on Wednesday, where we get a full reversal of the market. And then we start working our way into more bullish territory as we head into February. We take the frick off. That's what I think is possible. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm seeing. I've done so many reverse charts where I'm looking at historical price action, and that's what technically should happen given where we're at in the market cycle. So, and this is what I was looking at. This is Cardano against Ethereum. So for those that are interested in Ethereum and what's happening, keep in mind, this is Cardano against Ethereum. So this was Cardano. This lightning bolt here is approximately where we're at in the current market cycle, if the market cycle plays out in a similar time frame. Let's just say that the market does peak out in October. Then this would be October. And then we had a 2-peak cycle. So this market peak was basically broken up into 2 different peaks. So I'm actually thinking that one of 2 things is going to happen. And I haven't checked this against the NASDAQ historical chart yet. I really need to do that. Maybe that'll be something I do in the next video. But this is 9 months from now. So if we're right here, this is 9 months from now, this candle. So we've got, and I'm counting that candle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we peak out in October, which is basically how historical price action would say what we should do, this is what we would look like. And this is against Ethereum, not the US dollar. So, in the last market cycle, we went up from this point here, okay, down here. That's 286% to the first peak. Now, remember, so this was in March. So you've got February, March, April. Okay. So April 13th of 2021 is when Bitcoin peaked. And that was where we kind of lost out a little bit. And then boom, we got that second peak where it went back up another 98% against Ethereum. It was like 4,000% or 3,800% against the US dollar. That was just in the last several months of the bull run. So the biggest gains in crypto are typically generated the last 2 to 3 months of a bull market, okay, until it peaks. So you have to keep that in mind. This was just Cardano growing faster in value against the dollar than Ethereum did. So Ethereum's going up, Cardano's going up that much faster by a magnitude of almost 3 times. So I'm very interested to see what could happen. If I didn't even average it, but if I just said, okay, maybe 300% from this point here, and we basically mark this 9 months out into October, then this somewhere around here would be Cardano's price against Ethereum in this market. So I'm just playing with numbers and just making a guess. Of course, we got a weak diving crow indicator here back on the 25th. And of course, that's been playing out. And so, you know, it is what it is. We're basically struggling with this moving average and trying to see where we're heading. Now, Crow tokens, for those of you that don't know, I do have a big platform in the works. Let me see. Let me go over some other stuff, and then I'm gonna go over the chat and see what your thoughts are on whether or not I should talk about some of this stuff. So this is the liquidation chart, the liquidation heat map on CoinGlass. I love that they offer this as for free, because a lot of sites try to charge for this kind of data. But this is a monthly chart. So this is everything over the past month. And you can see all the way down here at the $90,704 mark, you've got $125 million worth of consolidated liquidity just waiting to be plucked. If you go down here, at 96,000, you're looking at 156, almost $157 million just waiting. So it's a question. I'm going to hazard a guess and say that we're going to hit this $96,000 mark in Bitcoin. It wants to. The market makers want to. Everybody's going to want to try and pick this up. Do we get all the way down here for this $124 million consolidation? I don't know. They might want to turn that a little bit brighter first by giving us some hope, thinking now's the time to short or go long. But I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. But if you look up here, there's a lot more money to be made with the price going up. But the thing of it is that's going to continue to strengthen depending on, you know, with this uncertainty and the consolidation periods and all of that. But you've got $150 million here at $107,000. You've got another almost $160 million. Then you've got another $162 million. So there's a hell of a lot more money waiting for these market makers if they're trying to make the markets to the upside. So we'll see what plays out there. But I definitely see us going down. A lot of this is going to depend on order book volume. And that's something that I really want to build an indicator for. Something that I would love to establish. I would love to use AI to create a machine learning algorithm that watches the order book data. I don't think anybody does that. The order book data is a direct result in a lot of cases of overall market sentiment and market makers doing their thing. And, you know, it's watching that ebb and flow based off of what's going on in the news and the media, with the government, with the politics, with, you know, global economies and all of that. All of that affects the order books. And I honestly think that order books play a much more substantial role in price action than price patterns and, you know, look at this head and shoulders and all of that. Yeah, some of that plays out. But I feel like there are two different kinds of traders effectively moving the market. You've got the market makers and the order book volume and all of that, and how that translates into the patterns that we see that we try. It's like throwing bones and trying to make sense of those bones. A lot of it is just self-fulfilling prophecy. If enough people believe it, it effectively happens. So that's that. This is the rainbow chart. You know, we're still sitting here in the green. We haven't moved up much yet. I honestly don't see how we don't break $200,000 in Bitcoin. If we were in, so let's see, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 7, let's see, 10. So this would be October. I mean, if we peaked out in October, and we got to, let's see, we broke the orange. So even if we just got to there, even if we just broke into the yellow by October, that puts us at around 200 and let's just call it around $270,000 Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's $270,000 and Cardano is just 5% of the dominance of that, how much do you think Cardano's price is going to be? It's going to be way higher than $8. I'll tell you that right now, because that's just getting crazy. Looking at my 3 commas bots, obviously they're all down. They're all down with the market right now. The worst performing so far is Algorand against Bitcoin. My grid bot on Algorand is down 1.74%. I do have a Solana against Bitcoin bot. That's down 1.33%. XRP is the best of all of these right now. And second is Cardano. Cardano against Bitcoin is number 2 in terms of like, it hasn't lost as much. It's down maybe a quarter point against Bitcoin on my grid bot. So Chainlink down about 0.88%. So, there you go. I mean, the trade volume for ADA surging definitely helps. Now for a quick paid segment here, and then we're going to get into some other fun stuff. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss what I've got coming. But I did want to cover Palm Economy. The public sale is live. The wait is over. The Palm public sale has begun. Complete your KYC now by clicking the button below. That's a good sign that they're doing KYC. The token that empowers Palmera. Palmera is one of the first tokenized commodities platforms aiming to empower inclusion in emerging markets. This is on Cardano, folks, just so you know. And I think it's actually interesting. They're basically, they've got this platform, which is all about the ecosystem overall. Palmera offers an innovative full-service supply chain solution specifically designed for semi-fungible commodities with limited traditional capital market access. Our platform features the native Palm token, which recycles protocol fees to facilitate a user rebate fee system. Palm utilities, rebate fees, oracles, burn mechanism, and a voting system. I'm going to come back to this, but this is one of their main websites where this is actually interesting to me because if you had any idea what packages are showing up to my house right now, my wife has gone into this like health, herbal, she's basically creating her own supplement pills with like herbal seeds and things. She's researching all of these, like cilantro, and she like, what does the cilantro seed do? And she's figuring out all of this stuff, and she's basically making these supplements. I end up getting like 2 every morning now, and she makes these pills that are basically full of all of these really powerful seeds. And she wants to learn how to splice seeds and combine plants. And a part of that has been inspired by what her perception of the Voynich manuscript is. And, we've kind of taken it upon ourselves where a couple nights a week, we'll just sit down and we'll go over the Voynich manuscript and we'll watch different videos. And she has her own whole different perception of what this Voynich manuscript is. And I'm like, you know what? There could be something to that. But anyway, she's very, very big into this. I'm not going to tell her about this website though, because we spend enough money on this shit. If I'm honest, we have bags of stuff showing up all the time. She's growing. She wants to grow her own herbs. She's been watching all these videos and learning how to set up like these hydroponic planting systems and all. I mean, she's gone absolutely batshit when it comes to this. I love it though. I love it for her because she's always. I mean, she was a personal trainer. She's all about health and fitness and all of that. So she loves it. But this is basically like, I don't know if you would call it like an Alibaba of commodities, but that's basically what they're trying to build here is an ecosystem for this stuff that you can't normally get. So this is actually really, really cool. This is out of India. They're like products that you can obtain from India, and it all utilizes the Palm Economy's token for a variety of different things. So you've got rebate fees. The Palm token enables users to earn rebates on transaction fees by staking their tokens on Palmera. Palmera's decentralized Oracle system ensures accurate and verified on-chain data, enhancing platform reliability and functionality. The burn mechanism is the Palm tokenomics includes a dynamic burn mechanism, and it's determined by the staking state of the system. The voting system. Palm token holders can vote on business development proposals influencing treasury allocation and usage decisions. So, and then there's information on, here's the policy ID, which is a really big deal. You want to make sure you check on that. 50 billion token supply. There are over 5,000 plus holders from its ISPO and IDO, and it's a Q3 Palm launch. So, and I'm assuming this is Q3 of last year, unless it's this year, but I mean, if the tokens are available now, I'm assuming the platform's launched. So, and there's a lot of details associated with this. I'm pretty sure they just got licensing to start operating and basically operating in the US. So that's a big deal for them. I mean, if there's anything that can really hurt a project is not being able to get licensing in the US. It's something that I know that back in the day, I was a real big proponent of, was it not Unity? What am I thinking, folks? You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, iTrust. And I know since they've changed the name, apparently they've been doing really well. But one of their biggest holdups was being able to operate in the US. And now hopefully with this current administration, we're going to be able to see a lot of this new innovation usher themselves in and have some regulatory clarity and understand the rules. Like we all want that. We all want to know what's okay and what's not okay. So hopefully we're going to start getting that. The ISPO for Palm is live. The Palm Economy's ISPO offers Cardano ADA holders a unique chance to delegate their ADA to a specific stake pool and receive Palm tokens rather than the usual ADA rewards. And then there are calculators and things that you can check out here. ADA Whale, let me see, what's ADA Whale have to say? If you want to simultaneously, one, support a project with real world impact, a decentralized commodity exchange targeting undeserved, emerging, underserved, sorry, the words like messing with my eyes, emerging and frontier markets to benefit financially from passively earning their tokens, then consider staking your wallet with Palm 1 or Palm 2. I mean, if you don't know who ADA Whale is, I mean, that's a pretty big testimonial. So honestly, get involved in this. I'm actually a little more curious about this project. I might actually read through their light paper and dive a little bit deeper into this because I like what they're doing. I can't tell my wife about this because she really will come on here and probably try to buy one of everything, and I'll have to tell her to slow her roll. But I'm curious to see how this grows. If they're creating an international marketplace on Cardano, utilizing their own token with burn mechanisms and things, I can't see. I mean, would this be considered like a book.io for real commodities? You know, and if you're in the health food market, if you're into man, I don't know, this could be pretty cool stuff. Cinnamon is a really big deal. I take cinnamon tablets or cinnamon pills in the morning, and I can't even take a nap in the afternoon anymore. So, and it's because of this. Apparently, I mean, it gives you energy, it gives you all kinds of stuff, helps with inflammation, all sorts of things. I'm learning passively through my wife. There's probably a lot of stuff on this Palmera website that can help turn somebody's life around if they know what they're doing. So check it out. And there is a link in the description below. They are a sponsor for this video, but maybe I'll be doing some more with them in the not so distant future. So we'll have to check. They do have other platforms coming. This is the Palmera app. So this is palmera.app. It's live now. There's Endeavor, which is coming, which is a security token offering platform focused on fractionalizing real world assets such as lithium, copper, and gold mining, and other sectors such as solar energy, livestock, and more. I'm going to have to dive a little bit deeper into that. And I'm going to probably dive a little bit deeper into the founding group of this. As soon as I start seeing things like, you know, real world assets like lithium, copper, and gold mining, I want to know more about who's founding this project. Palmera Pro, which is live, a tokenization platform leveraging the Winter Protocol to record real world data. This ensures traceability and compliance with regulations by tracking the provenance of commodities. And then Palmera Express, a B2C platform enabling producers to connect with buyers. So that is going to be pretty cool. And there's a lot of stuff to this. There's a lot more to this. They're utilizing Chainlink, Minutes Network, Atomico 3, Nature's Nectar, all sorts of stuff. So check it out. And yeah, that's Palm Economy. I hope you guys are into that. There's a link in chat right there. Thank you there, Crypto Chef. All right, now I'm curious, how many of you guys want one of these Trezor Freedom Edition wallets? I'm going to open this up. So here's the thing. So they sent this to me. I'm very grateful, actually. But you can see here, when you're buying a Trezor wallet, well, you can't see it because of my green screen, of course, but there is a perforated strip here. And once I tear this, I'm sure you could hear that. That basically means that this has not been opened yet. Now, one of the things that happens with hardware wallets is the fact that hackers will go and they'll buy these, and then they'll hack them, and they'll put bad code, malware, and things into these wallets. So this has got some good weight to it. Look at this. This is number 93 of 2100. I don't know if you can see that. 93 of 2100. That's pretty damn cool, man. And it's like got a foilness to it. Independence isn't given, it's taken. This is cool. Limited edition. I really dig this. This is neat stuff. So I just pulled this out of my case here, and I've got an instruction manual. I'm going to charge this up, and I'm going to use this actually. So the thing of it is you never buy these from a third party. You always buy a hardware wallet directly from the manufacturer, and you make sure. I love that they had that kind of, because what happens is these groups will buy these, they'll put malware on them, and then they'll rewrap them like they're brand new, and then they'll try to sell them on Amazon and things. And so you would hear stories about, Bitcoin investor hardware hack, right? Hardware wallet hacked. Well, it wasn't that. They didn't buy directly from the manufacturer, and they bought something that had malware in it. And so that's why you would hear those stories. And I think some of that is starting to die off because, of course, groups like Trezor and other companies are wise to it. So they're doing other things with the packaging, because you can't redo this. You're not going to like glue this back or anything and then fool somebody. So that's a really cool thing. I really like that. But these wallets have just launched, and apparently there's only 2,100 of them available. I think over the next 2 or 3 videos, I'm going to be giving one away. So here's what I want you guys to do. In the comments below, not in chat. The chat comments don't count. You got to leave a comment down below, because those are what really helps the algorithm. And because I've been live now for 51 minutes, craziness. I want you to leave a comment down below, and I want you to let me know how you believe AI is going to change the world. And I want to know what you guys truly believe about AI bots as they relate to the crypto market and as it relates to Cardano. Because if you know, there aren't any real AI chatbot launch platforms yet on Cardano. They're coming, and I'm curious to see what you guys think about them. And then, I'm going to pick one of them. I'm going to pick one of the best, most well thought out comments, and then I'm going to announce the winner in the next video that I do. Now, there may be one winner, there might be 3 winners that I pick in the next video. It just kind of depends. But you're going to win one of these bad boys, and I'm not sure how much these are. I think they're like $170 a piece. And but this is slick. On top of that, this has like a foiled sticker across the bottom of it, because you can't access this unless you peel this off. And you can't peel this off and then put it back on. And it leaves kind of a residue underneath. So I'm actually really impressed with this, to the point where I definitely plan on using it. I have several hardware wallets, but I've always been a little sketch by hardware wallets, but I definitely like this one. And I'm going to be honest, I watched another full-blown video exactly about these Trezor Safe 5s. And I like all of the security precautions they take. And so, I'm all about it. So if you're interested in that, once I am done being live, I want you to race to the comments and leave your thoughts on AI in the crypto space. And on top of that, how do you think AI is going to continue moving forward even after the crypto bull market? What's going to happen with AI in the bear market? I'm telling you right now, it's not going to slow down. So there you go. And this is cryptocrow.io. This is my main website. I'm probably going to be updating it again soon. I apparently haven't updated this website since I had 148,000 subscribers. And there are details in here about like me as a Cardano D rep and just other stuff. There are articles that are auto published on here. You've got information about my Crow node and kind of where we're at right now. I have 1,635 delegators to the Crow node. We just pumped out a bunch of blocks recently, so I get updates from Dave, and he shares them in the in my Crow's Nest official Telegram group. And so, yeah, I mean that's good stuff. Now, this is me standing next to the CEO of Cardano Foundation. He's not really. But what I'm thinking I might do is I might take this segment and create a new video and throw it back on Twitter, because right now this is a 7-hour video. So if you want to watch this yourself, well, and we'll see how the audio sounds, but we'll play this for a little bit and then we'll see what happens.
Is to synthesize these different positions, ask good questions, point out things that maybe need more consideration, and contribute in that way. I'll leave you with one short story on this crisis I was describing. My job as a federal regulatory investigator, I would go in and look at analog ledgers, right, paper ledgers. My job was to be lied to professionally from everybody, and I had to arrive at what the truth was, where it was. One lady ended up getting $130,000 in back pay because she was working actual hours that weren't recorded, and then there was a fraudulent set of books. And I realized this is what Cardano will change. So thank you so much. Let's go to Nathan.
Well, first, I just want to say I'm very honored to be here next to the CEO of Cardano Foundation. I've always wanted to meet you. You don't hear the audience at all.
I don't know why I'm here. Free drinks and food, I think. I was promised something like that. No. I honestly became a D-Rep because I felt the best way to better understand the technology behind Cardano was to force myself into a situation that required me to learn more and to continue educating myself as to how the ecosystem continues to grow and flourish and change. And so just putting myself in a position where I do have a great responsibility. I literally just checked my D-Rep power today. I was completely blown away. I had no idea it was going to grow the way it has. And so, there's a big responsibility to that. And so, some of the questions that were asked earlier, having a YouTube channel really helps me be, I don't want to say transparent. I don't necessarily think that's the right word. I feel like people that delegate to me know who I am already. Like people, I'm a big ogre emotional guy. I speak my mind. I'm pretty much a no bullshit. It is what it is kind of dude. And I think that people want that kind of, I don't know if you want to call it leadership, where that in itself is the transparency people want when they're talking about, what happens to the blockchain so many of us are passionate about. So just by me, seeing what's on the agenda, sharing that with my viewers and going over that and getting comments and feedback and, having guests on that maybe understand the technology related to this particular issue. And learning from them before I make a decision, and then just people feeling like, hey, I think he's going to represent me well. And like was said earlier, if people don't like it, they can go to these guys. So yeah, that's pretty much why I'm here.
So that was like the introduction to this whole debate thing. If you want, go to Intersect NA on Twitter and follow them. It's Intersect North American Hub, and they're basically based in Florida. I had no idea until they reached out to me. And then if you go down to this video, you can watch the whole thing if you want, because there were a lot of really good presentations, but the video is like 7 hours long. But if you go all the way up to 6 hours, 49 minutes, that'll pick you up right where this left off, and you can see the entire debate. It was a cool thing. It was a cool experience, and I was pretty happy about that. Finally on here, I want to do a shout out to Pulse No Limits. This is the Pulse watch. I'm supposed to be getting one of these sooner or later that I'm going to be able to start using. And they're doing some really cool stuff with blockchain tech, and basically like a Fitbit, but it's a pretty badass watch. Honestly, I'm waiting for this thing to show up so I can show it off and use it and kind of show off how I'm using it. but it's available now at pulse.site. Your favorite wearable just leveled up, powered by AI agents to 10x your health, reward you for your data, and optimize your energy levels like never before. One of the key things about this watch is that you know how all of these different devices basically sell your data. They sell all your health data. They sell all this to other companies. Well, the way Pulse is setting this up is they're empowering you that if you wanted, you can sell your own data and you can be the one to generate some sort of revenue stream from selling your data. So I mean, it's clever. I'm curious to see what all that means. And it's hard to describe or explain some of those things until I've used it myself. And I understand the mechanics behind it, how those transactions take place. I'm sure my data as a 7-foot ogre trying to work out again is beneficial to somebody out there, likely somebody trying to sell some sort of supplement or pharmaceutical, who knows. But anyway, this is the Pulse watch, and I'm definitely curious. I've been eagerly awaiting for this thing to show up, and it just hasn't yet. So, but I wanted to give them a shout out as a sponsor as well. And once this comes in, I'm definitely going to be sharing it with everybody and showing you guys what I'm doing with it, how to use it, and so forth. So I'm going to take a quick second. I'm going to move this over and start looking at some of the comments, and then I'm going to leave you guys down below to see if you can win a Trezor wallet. I saw Poe Man make a comment. Oh, who's that young looking guy on your website, Crow? Yep, that's funny. Funny guy. Funny guy. I don't know who that is. That might be AI. That was before I had to start wearing glasses and before my entire face turned gray. So I think that was was that a 2019 photo maybe? Man, crypto really ages you. I think being a crypto guy ages you like the president, like just being president, all the stress of the ups and downs. And then after a while, you just say, I don't give a shit anymore. It is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty funny there. Thanks for pointing that out, man. Let's see, where's the other thing? I'll leave this on my Bitunix as I watch it get further and further. my very first but you know what, I did this before. I had an account where I'd have like trades that were down by like $5,000 $6,000, and then I'd look at it like a day later, 2 days later, and I'd be up $3,000. I mean, the ebbs and flows of Bitcoin are just ridiculous. So anyway, but like I only trade at 3x leverage anymore. I'm not trying to degen at 5x 10x 20x. Really ages you if you're playing with leveraged plays. Yeah, Jason, I hear you, man. I don't leverage trade frequently. I'll go into a long trade in a bull market, and I just set my leverage very, very low so that my risk of being liquidated is much reduced. So if you do sign up at one of the links below for Bitunix and you join my group, don't use crazy high leverage. You really don't want to get liquidated, especially right now until things really turn around. I really do believe February is going to be a strong month, which is one of the reasons why I'm like, all right, I'm going to get on Bitunix. I'll let them be a sponsor of mine. By sponsor, they just basically they give me a trade account that I can trade. I get to keep my profits, and it keeps me active again. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That is misinformation about hackers. It doesn't matter where you get it from. Really now. I guess I'll have to look deeper into that, because I remember it was all about basically buying these like hardware wallets from third parties that basically got access to the hardware. They would install stuff on them, do different things to them, and then repackage them as though they're brand new and then resell them on Amazon. And then people that buy them were getting their funds drained. So I'll have to look deeper into that. Hey, Crow, long time since I checked a video out. Thanks again. I'm rich because of your videos. Well, that's great. I'm very, very happy for you. Hopefully that continues to grow. Lemon honey juice, 100%. Let me go ahead and scroll up a little bit. There have been a lot of comments. DeepSeek and Trump memes got everything shook. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff going on about DeepSeek recently. something about them scraping an abundance of NVIDIA data blocks or NVIDIA data, and then basically using that to create their own open source model. So they effectively stole the intellectual property of NVIDIA and then potentially, I guess, allegedly released their own model that's like beating the pants off of everybody, and they made it open source. So I actually have DeepSeek open right now because I was going to look into it further. But I'm going to look at that stuff later. Drop the news on Crow. Charts look like I need to hold the antenna for better reception. That's pretty funny. Just found out NASA is running on Cardano. Yes, I covered that earlier. I did. Too much going on ADA now. Yeah, there's so much happening with Cardano right now, man. It's just going to continue getting bigger and bigger. Iagon returns stop 30% payout in February or close to that. So there will be a sell-off when that happens. Interesting. I'm not familiar with that. I'm still waiting for my Cyclone. I'm not even sure when those drop, but I'm definitely interested in that. ADA easy $4 to $5 this year. Honestly, I think ADA easy much higher. Tom Crown, what's going on, man? Pump my ADA bags. Oh, that's funny. Jason is our voice of reason in the space. IAG having some sort of announcement this week, apparently. Yeah, something about Fortune 500. Something about Iagon and the Fortune 500. I'm not really sure what that is. It could be that it may be that they're starting to work with some Fortune 500 companies and in their DPIN solution. And like, that's probably going to do really well and likely lead into the Cyclone release. I don't know, but Iagon's proven to be pretty badass stuff. So, I am an Iagon holder and I'm wanting my Cyclone. I want the Crow edition of my Cyclone. Yesterday, I want it just sitting right on my desk, right in front of me. I want to look at the Crow version, and just watch it purr away, creating tokens for me. Let's see. Crow, tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. UTC, Charles goes live with the people from Zengate and the Palmera platform. He got them linked in with the governments in Argentina. Don't miss it. Interesting. So Palmera, the Palm economy guys are being okay. That's cool. I definitely like if Charles has been taking a hand in affecting the platform. So maybe they're really onto something, and Charles has vetted them, and he's connecting them with people. So that's really cool. That's very good to know. Continually breathes life into projects. AI never sleeps. No, it doesn't. And I swear every month AI takes another huge leap forward. So I'm very, very excited. I'm trying to get into the AI world as best I can. What is your guess on how ADA will benefit from the relationship? If Charles gets Trump's cell phone number, Crow should too. It's funny. My mom said that. I'm like, yeah, I don't really think Trump gives a shit about talking to me. But that would be a very interesting phone call. I don't think I've ever been starstruck by anyone in my life, but I think if Trump actually gave me a call for some reason, or he said, hey, would you be interested in helping with this or that? I think I would probably take a minute to process the reality of the situation. And then I'd say, absolutely, let's go. So, yeah, who knows? But yeah, if Charles is in talks and they're building a relationship that can only benefit everybody. The thing about Charles, man, is I think if you look at what Charles has done over all these years, how much of the ecosystem he's self-funded, how much of a sacrifice, everybody looks at Charles like, oh, he's so rich. He doesn't care. He's a billionaire. He's got this and that. But you know what? There comes a time when money isn't everything. When you don't have money, everything's all about money. But when you do have money, then it's about giving your life purpose. And I think that Charles looks at Cardano and everything he spent the past decade building as his legacy, as his purpose. Money really doesn't do anything other than help you facilitate who you are in a magnified way. That's the way I look at it. If you're an asshole, if you're a greedy piece of shit, if you are just somebody that you're full of insecurities, maybe you got a little micro ween, then you go and you buy every freaking hyper car and you want the big yachts and you're doing all of this stuff to basically compensate for whatever you're deficient in. But if you're not worried about any of that stuff, good people that make good money typically utilize their money to affect the world around them in a positive way. And that becomes their goal. That becomes their purpose in life. So the money that you have just helps facilitate any ideas you have on how you can create a legacy and make a mark saying, I was here. Why do you think someone like Charles, he builds a hospital, he's funded a department in a university? Like, he's doing things to build a legacy. It's not about the money for him. He's got the money, but he's still here. You get the point? It's like, you've got somebody who's out in the forefront of their blockchain ecosystem doing all of these different things. I've had chats with him about what he's doing in we'll just say health research and what he's effectively building. And I'm like, holy cow, dude, he's promised me a trip, and I'm going to hold him to it someday. Whenever he talks about it publicly and all of that. But yeah, man, I mean, it's like this man is working on things that I don't even think most people can comprehend. And in addition to Cardano, and I just think great minds like Charles and others, it's not about the money for them. It's about what they can accomplish with the tools they've been given as an individual and how they can utilize that to help solve some of the world's problems. And I think that that's what Cardano effectively is. And it's growing, and it's been developed in a way to make sure that it stays true to that original mission. And its competition is a lot of centralized shit that is effectively just funneling money into venture capitalist pockets and anybody that's a part of it early on. And, these ecosystems are built around like what I believe to be predatory tactics to take advantage of people that aren't in the know. They're driven by, sometimes it's hard to even say driven by greed. A lot of people just want to leg up financially in the world, especially after the last several years where everything has gone up, everything is more difficult. It's just, yeah. So when I look at blockchain, I think about its use case for the future. How is it going to benefit the lives of those utilizing it tomorrow, not just today? And so, yeah, I'm all about it. I'm all about it, man. I can't wait for things to really start turning around. Yeah. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Over an hour. That's the longest live I've done in quite a while. Make sure you leave your comments down below so you've got a chance at winning one of these bad boys. Only 2,100 of them in the world. These might even be worth something someday, honestly. These are sharp. I just keep looking at mine like, man, I almost want to like kind of put it on a wall or something as like a plaque because of the way it's made. It's like, I almost don't want to use it because I want to put it on a wall. I want to kind of like show it off. It's just a cool little plaque. 93 of 2,100. That's just cool. So anyway, until next time, guys, thanks for joining me. Crow your coins, and I will see you